Monday is the big day we need to watch closely as a very important announcement may be released that's going to impact millions upon millions of low-income and fixed-income beneficiaries. Another key deadline is upon us that we need to watch very closely as it will impact a lot of people, and I want to make sure that you know what to watch for. I have all the details and what you need to know right here in this video. Let's get right into it. All right, so yet again, another key deadline is upon us. This is a very important one, and we should be getting an announcement anytime between now, anytime through Monday, and this is actually going to announce how it is going to impact the low income and fixed income. As a result of that, if we do not get an announcement sometime between now and Monday, we may be in the clear for a little bit longer. However, I still want to point this out to let you know what is actually going on, what this deadline is that we're approaching very quickly, that I know for a fact will impact millions upon millions of people, and unfortunately, some of you right here in this community. So let's get into it and discuss all the details. But really quickly before we do, if you're new here or if you haven't done so yet, make sure to subscribe by hitting that button right down below the video. It's totally free to do so, and so I can keep you updated each and every day with all of these changes that continue happening very, very rapidly. There's a lot going on right now. Things are coming out every single day. New announcements, new packages, new proposals, new amendments, all kinds of different things to raise benefits, as well as get money into the pockets of the people. Anything like that that's coming out, I want to make sure that you know about it immediately so you can take advantage of any of these programs. So again, thanks so much for joining me. Make sure to subscribe down below if you haven't done so yet so you don't miss any updates going forward, as it's a very busy time right now. Things are changing rapidly, and I'll continue doing anything I possibly can to make sure that you're getting money, benefits, programs, raises, and staying tuned with everything going on. All right, thanks again. Let's jump right into it. All right, so we need to point out some of the announcements we're waiting for here over the next few days, as well as the key deadline that is coming up. Now, the key deadline is actually out in July. It's actually out about 2 months in mid-July. However, that's the deadline that we need to watch, but the announcement that we're waiting for needs to be actually announced sometime between now and Monday. If it is not announced anytime between now and Monday, we may be in the clear for a little bit longer. Let me explain the details on this. This is actually directly relating to the Public Health Emergency Declaration. Now, fancy term, fancy words, what does all this mean? It simply means that right now, states and basically the federal government have special privileges as a result of the Public Health Emergency Declaration that was put in place about 2 years ago. Actually, it was put in place over 2 years ago, back in January of 2020. But it's been extended multiple times ever since then. Now, as of right now, the current expiration on this is in mid-July, July 15th. Therefore, we need to wait for this announcement because here's what they've said. They have indicated that if they're going to allow it to expire on July 15th, when it is extended out through, they're going to be giving us a 60-day notice, which actually happens to be Monday, right? So we need to watch this very closely because in the event that they allow the Public Health Emergency Declaration to expire, then we've got some major problems on our hands, especially for the low income and fixed income. So let me tell you how this all shakes out. Here's the thing. As of right now, I've seen report after report talking about this. In the event that the Public Health Emergency Declaration expires or they cancel it early, that means that the federal government, as well as many states out there, do not have these special privileges going forward. Therefore, immediately upon cancellation or expiration of the Public Health Emergency Declaration, there's about 15 million Medicaid beneficiaries who will lose coverage. 15 million Medicaid beneficiaries will lose coverage pretty much immediately. That's scary, right? And these individuals, if somebody's receiving Medicaid, by default, they're low income or they are a fixed income beneficiary because that's what this program is focused on, right? So that's about 15 million people that are going to lose benefits pretty much immediately as soon as the Public Health Emergency Declaration is allowed to expire or it is canceled early, right? So that's one thing that we need to keep an eye on. Which, by the way, as of right now, there's just under 80 million people who receive Medicaid benefits. that would be a lot of people that would lose benefits, right? So 80 million people, but about 15 million of them would be losing that coverage. So that's point number one. Next, we've also got to watch this closely. As I just talked about a few days ago, it was about a week ago, I was out with a video and said that there's 32 states right now, actually I believe it's 33 now, different states that are out right now that have increased and actually extended the extra allotment of SNAP benefits, Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, otherwise known as food stamps. Some people call it food stamps. This program, the extra allotment to continue going out this month. Well, as a result of the Public Health Emergency Declaration being in place, that allows states to have the privileges to continue sending out the extra allotment to their beneficiaries and all the residents of their state, which, by the way, there's about 43 million people out there in the United States right now who do receive SNAP benefits. As a result of that, about 33 states are actually continuing to send out these extra allotments going forward. Well, if the Public Health Emergency Declaration is allowed to expire or it is canceled early, then these beneficiaries will no longer get the extra allotment on a monthly basis. So that it would impact, well, I can't even tell you how many millions of people. I'm not sure how many millions of people, but considering there's 43 million across the entire country and there's 33 states right now that are continuing to send out the extra allotment, it's probably going to impact, 35 million people? I'm not sure what the real number is, but it would be a lot of people, right? The vast majority of beneficiaries. So that would be very important to watch going forward. Once that the Public Health Emergency Declaration is expired or it's no longer in place, states do not have the privileges anymore to send out this extra allotment. They can only do it provided that is in place. So it's very important that that remains in place in order to get the extra allotment, right? Now, these are a couple of different points that I wanted to point out here. So you got to remember this. The Medicaid beneficiaries, about 15 million would be losing coverage. Millions upon millions. I'm not sure what the real number is, but tens of millions of people receiving SNAP, again, would be losing that extra allotment across the 33 states that are currently sending those out right now. That's number two. Next on the list is, we also got to point this out as well. This probably doesn't pertain to a ton of people, but at the end of the day, I want to make sure that you're aware of this as well. So for those of you who are receiving or are receiving Medicare benefits, right? So there's about 63 million of us out there who have Medicare benefits. Well, right now, as a result of the Public Health Emergency Declaration put in place, you can go out to your local pharmacies or wherever you want to go, and you can actually get up to 8 free COVID tests for free every single month that will be covered by Medicare, as well as some other things going on with like testing and vaccinations, things like that. You can get that all completely covered, up to 8 tests per month paid for by Medicare. That's only in the event that the Public Health Emergency Declaration is put in place. And again, I know that a ton of us are probably not going out these days buying COVID tests anymore, but there are some people that do, and I just want to let you know that this is something that's still covered. However, as soon as the Public Health Emergency Declaration is expired, you're no longer able to buy them. They will not pay for them anymore. Therefore, if you go out to the store after it's expired or after it is canceled and you try to buy them, they're going to charge you. And those tests are very expensive, right? They can be like $100 for one or a pack of 2. They're very expensive. I'm guessing you probably don't want to pay that. I'm not sure about you, but I certainly don't want to pay it. So my point is, you got to pay attention to all this stuff, because between Medicare, Medicaid, and of course SNAP benefits, we're talking possibly 100 million people, actually more than that, 63 million people from Medicare, another 15 million from Medicaid, and who knows, 30 million, 35 million from SNAP. So we're over 100 million people that this would impact. You see the power and the importance behind this? Yeah, very important. So anyway, we should be getting that announcement sometime between now and Monday. If we do not get the announcement, then we can assume, based on their remarks previously, that we can assume that this Public Health Emergency Declaration will likely be extended once again as soon as we get close to the deadline, because they've told us they will give us a 60-day warning prior to the actual cancellation of the Public Health Emergency Declaration. Therefore, Monday would be 60 days. So if we're going to get the announcement, we'll have to get it sometime between now and then. But if that announcement comes in, of course, I'll let you know about it right away, just to kind of wave the flag and say, all right, we're on our final lap here, everyone. We're down to 60 days here, and that's about all we have left here. So if we get the announcement, of course, I will let you know about that right away so that we can all be on the same page and know what is coming down here relatively soon. If we do not get the announcement, then again, we'll just have to assume that it's going to be extended once again when the expiration date actually gets a little bit closer. Usually they wait until the very last minute to extend it or actually make the announcement. So I would anticipate that's probably the case once again. And who knows? I'm not aware of it being in writing anywhere that they've said that they would give a 60-day notice. As far as I know, it's all verbal. But at the end of the day, will they actually follow through with a 60-day notice? Not really sure. That's what they've said. We'll have to hold them to their word and actually anticipate that they would give that 60-day notice. But if not, then I guess we're all going to get a little surprise at some point, right? But anyway, this is something very important to watch, very important to continue watching very closely and continue paying attention to, because I do know that it will impact a lot of you right here in the community, low income, fixed income, beneficiaries, that we need to continue watching closely. Anyway, I want to make this aware of you, or have you be aware of this, just so that we can be on the same page and know what's going on right now. So again, if you haven't done so yet, make sure to subscribe down below, share the video with your friends, family, social media, and of course, go back and check out any of the other nearly 2,500 videos right here on the channel. Thanks again. I truly appreciate it. Enjoy your day, and I'll catch you again later in the next